Hi Jonathan, it's a 1-1 draw here at Tannadice against Dundee United today. Can I get your immediate reaction to the resulting performance, please?
Gutted with the way that they equalised, obviously coming that late and from a set play that we worked a lot on set plays, and I think we defended them really well. We knew about the long throw and we defended it really well. To be done with the second ball, and it's disappointing, but you know, I have to take the positives, and I thought as a team performance, the way we worked as a team in a team shape and everything else, I'm very pleased. The work rate of the players, the discipline of the players was excellent. So I'm very pleased with most of the stuff taken away. The last 15 minutes of the first half, I thought we were open and sitting too deep and being a bit too negative. And obviously the goal, there were two negatives. Otherwise, I felt in the second half they didn't really have a really clear-cut chance before the goal.
Is it important as a manager to be measured in your analysis in that way, rather than maybe emotional with a late goal?
I think it's important that it's so easy in football to blame individuals that something happened, and I'm not like that. But of course, I'm going to analyze it. I'm not a big thing to do a big analysis unless it's been a poor game, unless we've done something really well, which is not the case today. But it's also about learning, and we have to learn how important these small details are in set plays. We need to learn how important it is to get the second goal when teams against us are taking risks. Playing when you're leading is a skill. It's game management skill, but you always have to be that dangerous, because if I get the second one, we win. So we always have to be really good at playing and lead. It's a difficult skill, and something we need to get better at.
Taking an early lead, it's a Michael Tidser penalty.
It was a lot of pushing and shoving in the box, and I'm glad the referee saw it. And I think it was we watched the second half as well. It was pulling in the box, and I think Tidser obviously a cool head and takes the penalty really well. I think we started really well, positive. We created a few half chances. We got the ball into their half, which we wanted to do, and I was pleased with the start. Obviously getting the lead, and then overall as a game, I'm pretty pleased as well.
Michael Tidser's made an excellent start to the season. Is that something you were aware of coming in, or is it something you know since coming in and maybe looking back at past footage?
I've known Tidser as a player for a long time, and he's definitely one that is important for the team. He's got such a nice left foot, and he's got such it's dangerous in set plays, not just penalties but corners and free kicks. I thought we looked dangerous on set plays today, which is nice. And he can pick a pass, and he's that guy that will link between the midfield and the defense and striker. He's the link. So it's someone I'm really pleased with for the first week, and experienced player and important player.
In terms of your team selection, it was the same starting 11 as faced Partick Thistle in the last match. Was that intentional on your behalf, or did you maybe come to your own conclusions and decide that was the best 11 in any case?
I think it was important that it's easy to start looking too much on the opponent's strengths, and then you start making your team selection and formation on the opponent's team, because that's a negative. We have to line up in a way where we can hurt them in their, in my opinion, weak sides, and that's why I wanted to line up with two strikers, be positive, get the ball into their half, get support and chances straight away. If you just sit back, I feel like it's a negative, and you give the other opponents confidence, and I think we did that, and I think players did it, and that's why I like to go a 4-4-2 today. I think it suited us, and also it was difficult because Dundee United has played with so many different formations, so I didn't want to think too much about it because I knew I couldn't affect that, and I can't know that.
You mentioned you would be dynamic in terms of formations and systems, and you changed it round about 67 minutes, went 3-5-2.
Yeah, something I thought about half time as well. It's we started the first half poorly. It's something we need to look at and be better at. I think they had two chances, and we dropped too deep, and as I said, we became negative. So that was in my head at half time, and then I felt the Dundee United started cheating a bit. They started leaving players up, and they're getting crosses in the box and runs from the strikers. So I felt we needed protection in that central area, and that's why I made a substitution.
the team defended very well right up until that moment, right at the very end.
I think we did. I think second half, when you have a lead, you have to protect it with your life at times. You know, it's not going to be all nice football and especially away from home. So you need to defend well, and we did that second half. They didn't have one clear-cut chances I can remember. They didn't have a couple of shots from distance, a couple of dangerous crosses. So it very pleasing. In the game, we defended really well, and unfortunately we lost the goal.
The fans showed their appreciation at the end. Despite the late goal, there was still a round of applause. They stayed behind and clapped the team off the park.
I think it's important. Good support here from Greenock today, and it was great to see them. And I think it always brings the best out of the players when they see the support. And they're probably as disappointed as I am and as the team are. But I think we're going to grow from this. I think we're going to use this as an advantage. We're going to learn from that you can't switch off even for a second against the good teams in this league. And we're going to learn that we have to still be dangerous and have to be clinical when we are on top and we get these chances. So we're going to learn from that. We're going to become stronger and better. But with this team spirit, with these characters in the team, with the shape we did and everything else, I'm very positive.
You're talking about learning there. It was your first game as manager today. Did you learn anything about yourself, or did you learn anything about the team that you didn't already know?
I don't know. I probably look back and I analyze myself as well, which I always do, and find something that I can do better. But I think you're so present. It's important to be present, that you see what's going on, and so you know you have to. You're so concentrating on the game that you don't have time to think about anything else. So I'll look back and see what all of us can improve.
Excellent. Jonathan, thank you very much for your time. Well done today. Unlucky with the result.
Cheers.